What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Today we're focusing on the Philadelphia Flyers calling up top prospect Shayne Gostisbehere from the Lehigh Valley Phantoms to aid their struggling blue line. Obviously losing, talked about the piece yesterday, McDonald and Coburn for the foreseeable future. In foreseeable future, I mean 4 weeks, give or take, each. But looking at what Gostisbehere brings to the team, anyone that saw him last year with Union knows how good of a player he was in college. Helped Union win a national championship. Had 34 points in 42 games last year and was one of the best players in college hockey. Not the best player in college hockey. Philadelphia native and South Jersey's own Johnny Gaudreau. Definitely has that title. But you look at what he was doing last year. He was an integral part of that team. Had a little introduction in pro hockey with the then Adirondack Phantoms, playing 2 games at the end of the season, and then this year it's 2 assists in 3 games with Lehigh Valley. So, he's been producing. He's more of a Torrey Krug type. That's the best way to describe him. I think that's a good thing for the Flyers. And I got Jordy from Barstool, give him a real nice write up. He's excited and thinks he's going to lead the Flyers to a 77-3-2 record. But not to put a damper on the mood here, but I think he's not going to be a Shea Weber, Drew Doughty type, but I think he can do to the Flyers what Torrey Krug's brought to the Bruins in the last couple of years in terms of being an undersized defenseman that oozes offensive abilities, but also gives you some pizzazz back there. And that's what you want. Torrey Krug is probably the single reason Claude Julien will never have hair again, because the things he does with the puck, you're like, oh, why did he just make that play? And sometimes he turns it over, but a lot of times he doesn't, and he's able to rush the puck and create scoring opportunities for himself and for his teammates. And I think Gostisbehere is going to do a lot of the same. Just being able to rush the puck up the ice. I mean, he was doing spin moves in the Frozen Four last year in his own zone that were like, what are you doing? But I guess that's you got to take the good with the bad, and having that back there is definitely the riverboat gambler kind of mentality where they're going to take risks. Sometimes they're going to backfire, but a lot of times they're going to pay off. And, pinching it from the point, calling for it in the power play, and just doing things like that will definitely, that's what Gostisbehere is going to bring to this team. And I'm excited to see what he does for Philly. I mean, they need a shot in the arm, after kind of a up and down start. I think this kid can bring it. I think he's going to, give that blue line some spunk, some swag, whatever word you guys want to use, whatever word the kids are using these days. But again, I like his overall game, and I like what he's going to do for Philly. I mean, again, he's not going to be a guy you play in all situations, but if you allow him to play his game offensively and rush the puck and just let him do him, to borrow quote the great Drake. You got to I think that's probably the best thing for the Flyers. My whole thing with young players getting called up has always been the Theo Fleury rule. I know there's so many ways to take that, but when Fleury was in the minors with Calgary, the rule with him was because he was so good offensively, he really didn't care about defense. He said, the coaching staff's rule for him was, in the defensive zone, you play our system. Once you get the puck over the red line, do whatever you want. And I think that'd be my thing with Gostisbehere is, defensively, you play, you play in our system, you do what you have to do. But once you get the puck, we're not going to tell you what you can and can't do, and I think that giving a kid a shot in the arm of confidence like that is probably the best thing for a young kid like that, still 21 years old, from Margate, Florida, down by Lauderdale. So anyway, that's what steps out of the power play with CJ on the Flyers calling up Shayne Gostisbehere. See you from episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.